Hey Ken, Cindy from the village of Neshota. I received your absentee ballot. However, you did not sign it or date it. Are you at home by any chance? Hi Gail, this is Cindy from the village hall. I received your absentee ballot back today. However, you did not sign it or date it, and you did not have it witnessed.
The small communities that focus on, knowing the several hundred voters that they have in their community, who, are the ones who can call up and say, you filled this out a little wrong. Can you go back and fix it? Those folks are the unsung heroes, really, of our elections.
She did have a phone number on her application. If she didn't, I would call one of her neighbors to see if they would have a phone number, because they would more likely have one than anyone else. In this case, I know the one voter is on the sewer system. I could go a number off of there, which I did.
They don't want to be painted in a partisan way, and they do their level best to not do something that would be perceived as partisan.
So the goal is to get as many ballots to count as possible. So I will do whatever it takes to try and get the information to get the voter to come in and correct the ballots. Uh-oh, this one's not good. So when I get an absentee ballot in, whether it's by mail or in person, the first thing I do is look at it to make sure that the certification is filled out completely. Then I double check against the voter number that's on the certification envelope to make sure it is in fact from that voter and it corresponds with the information I have for that respective voter. After that, I stamp it as received. I enter the date it was received into the log so we know we have that ballot in hand. Then it goes into a locked room and it stays there until election day, when it is then processed. Prior to election day, when I have the poll books, I enter in absentee on all the absentee requests that I have received. This way it's stamped in red, and the poll workers at the election know that that voter was issued an absentee ballot. I have sent out absentee ballot requests more so than I've ever done in the past. I don't think I've ever worked harder for a presidential election or any election as I have this year because of the absentees.
Talking to clerks across the state, both in small towns and large cities, both in Democratic areas and Republican areas, you really do find a commitment to just a fair and accurate account.
And they do it without a whole lot of thanks and without a whole lot of accolades, and they do so very well. Some of them are working, 13-hour days, and they've got, their brother-in-law licking envelopes, but they're doing it.
Okay, let's go. We're going to the town hall. The people around here, they're just very friendly. They get along with each other. They respect each other's opinions. I don't see a lot of controversy. I think that's how it works here in a rural community. This is a secure site. I have a login and I have a password, and then I have this secure key, and I have to put this into the computer and press the button, and then that lets me into the site. Absentees have just increased astronomically. In the presidential, I maybe have had 20 4 years ago. I believe right now I have 137 requests. The ones that are in this box are the ones now that we've received and recorded, and we do not open that box until the day of the election. If this voter came in and said, I want to vote, we would look at the poll list and we would say, we've already received an absentee ballot from you, so no, you cannot vote. You can't vote twice. In my 12 years, I'm not aware of any intent to fraudulently vote in the town of Oak Grove.
I have been here 29 years, and I don't recall any cases of fraud, ever.
There is no voter fraud of any tangible amount. And we spend this incredible amount of time talking about it as we'd be better off talking about the tooth fairy.
When the system is being under constant attack, sure, they take umbrage at that. They don't like that what they're trying to do in a fair and nonpartisan way is being called into question.
I see us as the backbone of the American democracy because we're here doing the process and making sure that things are done correctly. When people make these accusations, yeah, I take that personally as they're questioning my integrity.
When I hear the news about how the elections are stolen, how they're not run accurately, there's mistakes, I do take it personally because I am doing everything I can to make sure that that doesn't happen. The municipal clerks are the stopgap to make sure that elections are run legally and responsibly, and every voter is given the right and the ability to vote. The buck stops with us.